All right, guys, happy last call of May. I love seeing so many of you here as always. We're going to keep it short and sweet. I know it's a different night for us, so I'm proud of you guys for all being here. I wanted to do some quick recognition to kick things off. You will see this shared after, but this is all of the active partners and preferred customers in our downline. Super duper proud of Ali and Kayla rocking the top of the leaderboard. And so many of you staying consistent on your supplements. That's the reflection of what this board means. That means you've committed to your journey, you've stayed consistent with your nutrition, and you've plugged in as an active, to me, as an active glow girl in our team, right? Because it's one thing to do the workouts, it's another thing to really commit holistically to your journey, as Rachel's eating her Shako mug cake right there. If you haven't tried it, you should. So props to you, y'all. I will share this after the call, but just wanted to give it a little bit of a moment. Alrighty. Also, I wanted to announce our June challenge that I'll be sharing. I'll put up the new trackers for you guys. I also will be starting a new bod group for the summer, so look out for that. You'll also need to make sure that you update your preferences so that you guys, when you log your workouts, we actually can see it and celebrate you and include you in the recognition, because nobody should be left out for that. But our June challenge is, I kind of shared it a little bit in the pod, but we're going to do a glow cheers challenge in June, which means every day you do some sort of fun thing with your glow juice. Okay. And if you don't have glow juice, go get some. If you really cannot have it for a certain reason, you can absolutely use water or your shake. Anything like that is possible, like whatever you want to do. Maybe just not champagne, even though I love a good glass. We'll do that in San Antonio. But the whole point of it is, okay, yes, tag Rachel, Allie, and I so that we can keep track of the points and, doing all those things. But I want to encourage all of you to also tag your friends in this community, because how good does it feel when you open your DM and number one, you're held consistent, because I'm like, well, shit, if Rachel's up at 5:50, I have no excuse. Like if I'm tagged in a message, how much better does it feel to be like, ooh, I gotta get up and do the thing, right? So I'm gonna challenge you guys to like tag 5 friends a day, just set the standard for yourself. Don't just tag your partner. Make it a community thing that we're all kind of cheersing each other and encouraging each other all throughout the month of June. I know so many of you love the step challenge, so keep that rolling. Don't just like drop those habits in your life. I think it's been such a good like spot for many of us when we've gone through hard things or feel stressed out or overwhelmed. Keep it up, right? Don't just like drop the thing that is not the challenge anymore for the month. Make sense? All right. If you haven't already, please take a selfie or a photo or a video that you're here, because you are spending precious time to invest in what we're sharing tonight, which I am very excited about because it is my heart and soul. And I didn't plan any slides tonight. I didn't prepare a presentation. I didn't even tell any of the other partners on here what we're going to be doing or how we're going to be sharing this tonight. But that's kind of the beauty of this. And I want to share the business from that aspect, that there is no way to be a perfect partner, right? But I did want to dive into a little bit of the whys that exist on our team, because for many of you, you guys have been around now for at least a couple months, right? Like, you know the drill. Most of you have all mastered or gotten back to your good habits. And there's something inside of you that's like, wow, that would be really cool to do what she's doing. But, right? There's some sort of but in your mind that's like, I haven't said yes to being a partner yet. So I want to, number one, if there's specific like questions or hesitations that you have, post them in the chat. But I wanted to go a little deeper tonight and kind of go around to the partners on this call and share a little bit about our whys, because I think we don't talk about it enough. While yes, paying for my products was the first like why I had back in 2014, I fell in love with Shakeology and I never wanted to pay for it because to me, coming out of grad school, that was an expensive thing. But my deeper why now, today, is to cultivate a business that when I have children, I don't have to look at those end of the 6 weeks and feel pressure to go back to work. I love my job. You guys know I do incredible sports and entertainment things. I've shifted my career in the last year. I'm always going to be a worker. Like I'm someone who needs purpose. I don't see myself staying at home full time. That's just me. And there's no right or wrong thing to this. But my why deeply is I've seen so many of my friends go through the motherhood journey and feel like they have to choose, right? You either have to choose a number or time. And to me, the business is both. It's giving me the option to live life how I want to live. And also, I've really been evaluating, I've been in therapy the last 4 years. Some of the patterns that I went through as a child that affect me now that I don't want to incorporate in my life for my future children. And that starts with quality, intentional time, but also creating experiences for them in like different cultures and different places to go and things that we can do and not say no. Like I was a part of a family that had 3 other girls. We did a lot of activities and sometimes my parents, which I think you should say no to your kids. I'm not saying that, but like there was times that I know that I couldn't do the things that my friends got to do because my parents just couldn't afford it. So I think about that every day before my workout of what's the example I want to set for my children. And the business for me is, yeah, this is hard work, just like your fitness, right? You can't just show up to a workout routine and do it once and expect to drop 50 pounds. It's not the way it works. The business is work, and I'm not going to be bashful about that. But looking at this screen, I'm like, holy shit, imagine if I said no to being a partner 10 years ago, guys. None of you would be here. So I wanted to open the floor up for the other partners on this team to go a little deeper into their whys. You know, there's many other things I could talk for hours about it, but that's what drives me. And also, I'd say one more layer is it's really fun to hit goals yourself, but it's way more meaningful to hit goals with your best friends. It's way more fun to travel with your best friends. It's way more fun and meaningful to make an impact in other families' lives with your best friends. And the women that push into being a partner get a way more elevated experience of what this company is about, what the like opportunity to dream bigger is. And I think of Megan Hammond so recently because I've seen her just like, yes, you guys have seen her transformation and it's incredible. But that to me is a reflection of the hard work she's put in as a partner. And I might tag her next to and put her on the spot. I know she's had a tough week, but like I've just seen her soar in her confidence and her ability to be open and connect with other women. And just because maybe she hasn't hit big, huge accolades yet, I know she's creating the foundation of creating a huge community, much like I did. Because I'll tell you, the first 6 to 8 months of my business, there was not much going on. Okay. It was consistent daily habits that added up over time. So I'm going to pass it to her if she's okay with sharing a little bit about her why and what's really important to her as she's one of the newer partners on our team.
Yeah, sorry. I have a double ear infection and sinus infection on top of everything else this week. But as Danielle said, it's not, yes, I obviously have seen amazing results, but the biggest thing for me is just my confidence. So at the end of December 2023, I was miserable. I was so uncomfortable. I didn't want to take pictures. And Danielle just kept coming back. And I finally was like, you know what? I hit rock bottom I need something. And I did the partner aspect to even hold me accountable at first. I was like, I need to do this. I need to be able to post. And I didn't start by just, hi, good morning. Like I was very just, I would like, cheers. I was not open. But as I progress, so it'll be 6 months in June. So, and I guess a couple days. Um, I that's how, yes, my results helped, but slowly, month by month, I could see I was getting myself back. So those of you who don't know, I have two kids back to back. They're 3 and 2 now, but I have my hands full. And I just always would put them first. And I was on the back burner. And it just finally hit me that I'm like, I have clothes that still have tags in my closet that I can't wear. I feel ugly. I'm not comfortable. I'm not. And I was like, I need to do it for myself. Um, and that is one of my biggest reasons why is yes, myself. I needed to get healthy. I was so moody. I didn't want to be around anybody. I was miserable. I really was. And now my kids are always like, as soon as we wake up in the morning, I get my sneakers. My littlest is like, Mommy, we work out, we go to the garage. Yeah, we are. And they'll run back and forth. And that used to be my excuse. I wouldn't jump on Zoom because of my kids. And once I started to jump on Zoom, I was like, I remember saying to Danielle, this is like a game changer. Like I was pushed to do so much more than I would have if I was just doing it here in my house. Um, and so reflecting back to postpartum, yes, it's been 2 years, but I let myself just go. And that is when I was like, I need to change. So my kids are a reason why, but finding myself again and learning to love who I am is the major reason why. And then everything else sort of just falls into place for me, with my kids, with my family, and everybody else around me. I think I'm fun to be around now. I just know that I wasn't happy and very negativity. And I know we talked about that and the mindset changes. I have, um, uh, compound effect. Sorry, I was like, what? Like, I take the things that I even learned from there and not only apply it to the business aspect, but to my relationship, my husband, my family. And I'm like, wow, this is really helpful, not just with body and being a partner, but overall in life. So this opportunity has brought me so much more than just a business of working out or fitness. It's friendships, relationships, help me really excel. And just this past week has been really rough. My grandmother passed away. I've been back and forth from Pennsylvania to South Carolina and South Carolina to Pennsylvania, and just it's been a lot. But I know the month of May, I probably would have just derailed and had pizza and beer and just unhinged because that's the old me. But I just, like Danielle said, if I was tagged in something, I was like, shit, I got to get up. I got to get my butt moving. I got to get my steps in. And I know one time when we were home, my sister was home from Virginia too. And she was like, hey, do you want to do one of your workouts? And I was like, okay, like, yeah, let's go. Like, so she is watching me, even though doesn't want to commit yet. But there's people that are continuing to watch you no matter what. Rebecca's laughing because Rebecca was on the screen with us and she was like, I can't do this. I don't know how you do this every day. Like, and it's crazy to see the full transformation of my whys and being a partner and how it's helped me tremendously in 6 months. So sorry, I don't know if that answered your question, but
Yeah, that was amazing. I think for you, it's been like opening your eyes to dream again too, right? And like find women friendships, which I think so often we put to the background. So I was actually going to see maybe Rach, you want to talk a little bit about that because I think that's something you've been working hard on with your team. So I'm tagging you in.
Wait, with friendships, connections and stuff?
Yeah, you can talk about your why too, of course, but
I
I know.
mean, y'all already know my why because I said it. No, I'm just kidding. But like something that I was thinking about with connections and a why is like Danielle mentioned her childhood and things that she wants to change generational cycles. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I not only do the health stuff, but in the business, because there's been so many times as a younger child or high school aged, college age, where I felt like I was always failing and I never could level up or get to the point where I wanted to, where my heart really felt like I could. And I always let myself down because I would back out last minute because I'm the girl that doesn't finish. I'm the girl that doesn't play. I'm the girl that is just the friend, not the player. Like that cycle in my brain plays over and over and over. And still to this day, it still does. And so, something that being a partner, being a business working partner that has helped me is change those limiting beliefs in my head. I would have never been able to do that without this business, without learning more about mindset. Like today, I was like, man, I got so much to do. I am not where I want to be with my goals. I guess I got a workout in, but that's pretty much all I've accomplished today. There's dishes in the sink, there's bottles to be washed, there's lot like the yard work has to get done, all of these things before Brooks's birthday on Saturday, and all these people are coming to my house, and I'm like, the list just goes on. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take a second. I'm going to change my perspective. I am so grateful. I have a house that I have to have a yard to mow. I am so grateful that I have so many friends for Brooks to be able to invite them to my house. I am so grateful that I have these bottles to wash, that I get to feed my child with my milk from my body. I am so grateful we have dishes in the sink that we've eaten out of that have to be cleaned. And then, you know what happened? The whole day changed. Like so many things opened up for me. I went shopping. I found the two things that I've been looking for weeks at the stores. Like I was messaging some girls about the community and they were like, yes, tell me more, tell me more. Y'all, I haven't had that since the beginning of the month. So there are some times where literally you just have to take a second and change your perspective. And that, y'all, is a muscle that we have because of this community, because of this business, because of the fact that we are always on a mission to help ourselves grow and get better and elevate and glow. Um, so connections, yes, I being a teacher, there's sometimes are toxic relationships, there's sometimes toxic people where you don't get a chance to get away from. And so this business making me flex the muscle of connecting and getting to know other women who might not be in my area or who might be in my area that I never would have met. Those are things that I wouldn't have done without the business aspect because it's very easy to just stay in your little bubble and to go home and start watching Netflix. Y'all, I just got started on Bridgerton. Oh my goodness, it is juicy. Okay. Anyways, so that I could be doing that all day, all night, like on my days off, all summer long. I could just be vegging on the couch, kind of doing my workouts here and there. But no, I'm a partner. I'm a business owner. I own my business. I help other women succeed. So that means I have to succeed and elevate consistently. And it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. It's great to elevate because when we elevate, just like Megan was saying, when we elevate, we contribute that elevation to the rest of our family. Not only is the income nice and it's a bonus, but the confidence, the energy you bring to your own family, you don't think about that stuff, but that is all because of the partner opportunity. Because when you feel good about yourself and you're growing and you're doing the things, it trickles down into your kids. It trickles down into your husband and that relationship. Because when you build relationships with other women, you're working that muscle to then practice with the husband, practice with your significant other, practice with the people that are potential significant others. So that was a lot, but that's kind of what I was stirring up.
Love it. Dropping the mic. Is there any other partners that want to share or any other specific questions you guys want us to? I mean, I know a few of you have been on this call before, and so there's something in your head that's like, this intrigues me, but like what's holding you back? And you can totally put it in the chat or put it in the or unmute yourself, or Rach, if you want to say it out loud, we can.
I will say that I've had conversations with some of them, and social media is a big thing about posting on social media regularly. I mean, some of them have been doing it for the trackers and everything to be a part of the prize, but that's one thing that is a stepping stone that they're worried about. Possibly.
Megan, I can see her.
I was gonna say, I'll chime in with that because that was my biggest thing too. I remember I'm like, I can't talk on my stories. I can't, I can't do that. That's not me. I'm not confident enough. I'm not comfortable. And so I slowly started, but then you gain that confidence and then you feel the energy you feel from everybody else in our community. And I slowly started, and yes, I was very generic, I guess you would want to call it, like, good morning, how are you? And then like, oh, it's Monday, have a good day. And then I slowly started to change my mindset, read, before or listen to a podcast as I'm stirring up the glow juice. That was first thing, but I can now have some glow juice. But I did all of that. And that's when I started to finally get into the groove, get into posting. I was a school teacher and I was always paranoid, like, oh my gosh, my parents are going to see me, but they don't care. Actually, most of them are like former student parents are like, oh, good job, keep it up. Or, they're like hearting and encouraging. And so that is just one thing I would say with social media is I was afraid, scared to death, I guess. Sorry, I have a little one who's over here, but it's normal to feel that way, but you watch Rachel, you watch Danielle, Katie tags you in the glow juice, like you will start to feel confident and comfortable that it then just starts to come natural. And then you start to add more into it as you go. So when I first started, thank you. When I first started, yeah, it was just a cheers or happy Friday. Then I slowly went into other things and I'm still getting better. I'm not perfect by any means, and I'm still learning and I'm still growing. And that's the beauty of this too. So if you are afraid of social media, please reach out because it was the same way. I didn't want to post. I didn't want to do anything. And I would share my trackers just like Rachel was saying there. And I thought that was enough, but then you just keep going. Oh, that I don't know anyone. That's a good one because I actually reach out to more people on Facebook versus the Instagram. And Facebook is basically my hometown friends from Pennsylvania who I went to high school, college with, versus Instagram. But I've been jumping on power hours. I've been learning. So the last power hour, which was with Rachel and Danielle, before I had to cut that short, I was like, this is perfect. So,
Megan, can you explain what a power hour is?
yes. So power hour, it's other top leaders, people that Body brings in, and then it can be based off of social media. It could be based off reels. It could be mindset. It is, honestly, you can search it because then they record it. And that's what Rachel and Danielle, I did the other day. We watched it. It was recorded. We didn't watch it live. And you learn so much. And then my energy just goes up even more because I was like, wow, this is actually pretty easy. Like she was talking about going to Instagram. So we all follow influencers, I'm sure. And follow the influencer that you connect with, the busy mom, the person that has, 2 kids, full-time job, work, or a stay-at-home mom, and look at the people that they are interacting with. Follow them. Invite them, not invite, but, follow them and then make that connection. So I guess that was one of my biggest things too, is like, I don't really know anybody, or I don't have friends outside of Pennsylvania. I just moved to South Carolina, but I made a connection with somebody that was in Texas, and I was like, oh, we're going to San Antonio. And she's like, it's really hot there. And I was like, wow, I would have never done this 6 months ago because I didn't have the confidence. But now it's like, wow, like I'm growing as a person, I'm growing as a business, and the power hours are very helpful. I pour into myself, and then I can pour into my family, my community, my business. It's not just, I don't want to be selfish. It's not just about myself though, either. Like it helps everybody around me. So did that answer some questions?
Man, she has a lot of energy after a week she's had. Katie,
I get pumped up about this. Like it makes
yes.
me excited.
No, I
And that's
love.
how I feel when I connect with new people and they're excited and they want to know the questions. And I've learned that you have to keep asking the questions instead of just blurting it all out, because I do get excited that, oh, they want to know more, but you just have to reel it in a little bit. So
Thank you for sharing, Megan. Katie Holt, did you want to share anything on that? I don't want to leave you out.
Oh, you're good. So I'm still new at all this. I'm, like I mentioned in the chat, I'm still coming out of my shell with the stories, but I feel like I'm learning a lot. I'm working on gaining more confidence and working on those communications instead of just blurting out, "Oh, do you want to do this?" But I'm working on reaching out to new people each day. Some days are harder. Um, Working as a nurse, I'm kind of exhausted quite a bit, but I've had a lot more energy lately thanks to the gut health protocol, but still on the train, even though if I'm not messaging anybody that day, I'm still there.
Yes, you always show up. And I think that's the biggest piece of being a partner. It's the best accountability for your health. Like many of you are very consistent right now, I know that are on this call. But what happens, like Megan said, when something in your life that happens unexpectedly, what's the first thing to go? Yourself, usually. So I think that's a very important aspect. And I also wanted to circle back around how much time, we're almost done. With the social media aspect, I can share some screenshots from 10 years ago of things that I posted, and they are embarrassing, like terrible. I would never be caught dead. But guess what? As a partner, I start all of my partners this way, and they're all going to laugh when I say this. You start as a freshman. When you go to college as a freshman, you don't know where your class is. You don't know where you're living. You don't know who your neighbors are. You don't know how your teacher's going to grade you. You feel like a fish out of water if you've been to college or any new class you went to or any new thing you've ever tried, right? But you sat with the discomfort and you got yourself through freshman year to sophomore year. So the partners on this call are just at sophomore, junior, and senior year and can help guide you as you move up the ranks. I still don't know everything about social media, and social media doesn't build my business. That might be something that's controversy to say, to check all of you. Connections have built my business. Being a caring person that wants to make friends has built my business. I'll tell you a quick story and then I'll let you guys go. I have a friend who I met on Instagram. We've had this incredible relationship the last 2 years. She's been like my ride or die. She has a friend that's probably 5 years older than me, and her friend has gone through a lot of health issues. She's gone through a surgery. She's gone through bad relationships, much like I have. And she's at a point in her life where everyone around her is married and she is single and she has chronic pain and she doesn't have really any single friends. And the juxtaposition is nothing against her, but my friend constantly struggles with, she's like, Danielle, you are so open. You are so willing to try new things. You are such a connector person. Whereas this other girl is so close-minded and going through tough stuff, of course, which is hard, and not surrounding herself with people that bring out things in her. And so I think for me, that's the biggest piece of being a partner and why I've been able to overcome a lot of SHIT, since there's children on here, major-ish the last 2 years. It's been my business. It saved my life. And I don't say that lightly. Like you can go watch the revised calls or recorded calls from a couple of months ago when I cried my eyes out. But I really don't take this for granted, and I want you to know that every single one of you can figure this out. And there's one person that's watching you that sees your tracker that's never going to reach out to you. But if you're willing to connect with them, if you're willing to be the person that says, hey, how are you? If you're willing to be the person that learns how to have the conversations and how to share the things, like sharing the trackers is amazing. That's incredible that you guys are taking that step. There is other things to learn behind the scenes to be a partner and truly reach and make an impact of the people you want to work with, because it's built in the relationship. And every single one of you on this call means so much to me in my life. And I want to continue to build this team with women that want to cultivate a foundation of deep rooted relationships that also work really hard for big dreams. So get off this call and share something in the pod that spoke to you tonight. Connect with your partner and let's schedule a call to talk one-on-one and get your booties moving, because you're about to see us go to San Antonio in 3 weeks and it's going to be baller. And I promise you this, you're going to want to be there next year. And every single one of you can earn a free ticket when you allow yourself to say yes, to learn, to lean in, and to just go for it. Because how do you know until you try? All right. I love you guys. I can't wait to see your takeaways in the pods. And I look forward to seeing many of you as new partners in June. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the morning.